Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode, and welcome back to the home stretch of Shadowbringers! You have stuck with this for a very long time, and I applaud you. We're not at the end yet, it's not the finale today, but we are getting close. And there's lots of you to talk to. I feel like everyone's kind of shuffled around. Maybe not the core Scions, I think they were all there previously. I don't think they're saying new things, but there are some of these other folks who are around who we've not checked in with in a bit. Hoary Boulder certainly cut a fine figure as he set off on his latest mission. I was sad to see him leave, and my nights will be lonelier with just the one brother to keep me company. How complex has this whole... Is there even a love triangle going on, or is this just all in your head? I'm still not entirely sure. Although Arenvald and I both served as Scions, I'm afraid that I've had few opportunities to speak with the lad. I do hope he's fit to return to active duty soon. Me too. When the tower rose up in Yanxia, my first thought was to stay in Doma to keep my grandfather safe. But when we heard the news of Bahamut's return, he bid me return to the Rising Stones to aid my fellow Scions. He sends his regards, by the way. That's very sweet of him. You wouldn't know about, the main quest line barely gives you any reason to interact with most of these characters almost ever. Some of them literally never. You're only going to be able to get these little characters and their side stories and interactions just by stopping to talk with them now and then. But if you do, you're rewarded because they keep on saying different things, and I don't know, it feels like the world is a little bit more alive and things are happening off screen as a result. It's really nice. I've been keeping me good eye on the towers and telling others to do the same. Of course, I don't mean just us Scions. I've got a whole network of scouts to keep me informed. Alice's been teaching me how to cure tempering using epoxy. I must say, the thought of being in such close proximity to one of the afflicted is rather daunting. We've sent Coltonay and the others to be our eyes and ears in the field. Wherever the Telophoroi appear next, we'll be among the first to know. What a good professional bunch we have. As of this moment, you are under strict orders to get as much rest as possible. After all, we need our man fighting fit when the Telophoroi rear their ugly heads again. I've gotten a little bit of rest since last episode, actually. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I did start hitting record now, so our course is set. Alice can tell you're itching to take the fight to the Telophoroi. Maybe a little bit of projection happening there, but... Actually, no, I am. Yes. Oh, Derman, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If you came hoping for tidings from Kryl, I'm afraid we're still waiting. But we do have some odd scraps of news to share. Scraps, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks in no small part to Hoary Boulder and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the Beast Tribes are going even better than expected. Encouraged by Ul'dah's progress with the Amalja, Gridania's opened up negotiations with the Ixal, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging. But with the Telophoroi still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. I concur. Still, good news though. After so dang long. Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. The council meeting's due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. Oh, we were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Telophoroi, in concert with our new allies. The Beast Tribes have also been invited. It is hoped that they'll join us in the fight against our common foe. So the Alliance would bring all the Beast Tribes into the fold at a single stroke. An ambitious plan, given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one considering the threat we face. Indeed, my lady. And for their part, I'm told the Beast Tribes have agreed to attend. If the Scions too are present, all of Eorzea will be represented. To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, not only diplomatically, but practically. Pray, inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I'll bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and Y'shtola lead our contingent. Given how long you've worked to end summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. I think we've all played our part in that little endeavor, don't you, Derman? All present may rightly claim a seat, I do agree. But by your leave, I believe I shall remain here and lend what assistance I can to the coordination of our defensive efforts. I'm not coming either. Emmerich will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very well then. While those with the minds to hold the fort get on with holding it, I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo. Shall we? Estinian, how many people are you avoiding? Actively on a daily basis. Don't forget to bring me something nice from Alamigo. I shall try to remember. I don't even know where I'd start. I shall take this opportunity to gain a better understanding of Sarastinian. Being Elazin of like age, 'tis possible we have interests in common. Mayhap I shall begin by lending him a favorite treatise or two from my collection. Oh boy. I am very sad I'm going to miss how this goes. Don't worry, I have no plans to return to roaming in your absence. I know you'd only chase me if I did. You're starting to get to know us. How exciting. You know what, let's just scoot on to Alamigo. We have plenty to do. Here we go. Gotta love a good, sleepy, midnight diplomatic meeting. Like the city-states, every beast tribe has its factions, each with their own agenda, making peace a complex proposition. But if the Alliance can come to an understanding with their leaders, it'll be for them to resolve internal politics. The Amalja cannot be the only tribe to have been targeted by the Telophoroi, and none of them will have taken kindly to having their people enslaved, nor their gods turned against them. Even with the swift intervention of the immortal flames, all too many lost their lives at Pakulthan. Still closer cooperation between our peoples will be required if we're to thwart the plans of the Telophoroi. Honestly, the look on your face. Eager to bear witness to another historic moment by any chance. Is it true? I suppose I am. And the fact that our cure for tempering made it possible only heightens my anticipation. I'm excited too. Nerds. We've been expecting you. While some few guests have yet to arrive, the Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I show you in? Yes, please. Oh, goodness. Everyone's here. Guys, do we not get them any chairs?
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would!
I realize it's that most of these animation rigs probably don't actually have seated animations, but still.
Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay! Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'Stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome. I beg your pardon?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus. A little tricky without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We, Sahagin, will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future, as allies united in purpose.
Make mock of the Ixal, the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise be!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
Oh. Kind of putting me on the spot, bud. Well, we're taking a moment to think about it, but it's a pretty good idea, Derman. Good thought. I would call it the Grand Company of Eorzea.
But that's the name I
know, I copied your homework, I'm sorry.
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
Sorry for swiping your idea. It was good, though. We've won over the leaders. Now the leaders must win over their own people. No small task, I grant you. But we have come a long way since first we joined with Minfilia to bring an end to summoning. A long, long way. Boy, we have. The Grand Company of Eorzea. I wonder what Riol and the other former Crystal Braves will make of it. Forgive me for observing, but Alphino seems less than jubilant. Might his thoughts still be occupied by the fate of poor Arenvald? It's a pity it took the threat of annihilation for everyone to cast their grievances aside. But better late than never, I suppose. Alphino, buddy. Well, now that we're out of earshot of the other delegates, I hope you'll forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was as heartened as anyone to see the peoples of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Yet, even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come, of the sacrifices that would be made and the lives lost. Inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step, the first of many. Many and more. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alphino's assistance in a matter involving Gridania's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, and so you'll be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash Crown Consortium. Through their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so. It is our hope that we may make use of the Sylph's established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between a trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their task effectively, they'll require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alphino. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves which stretched far beyond the Order's initial conception. One intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. But my plans all came to naught. Built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals, the Order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests, and I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you? Not at all. You may count upon my assistance, for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report, including a list of recommendations drawing on the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Braves. You have my gratitude, Master Alphino, and my trust. When your report's ready, pray, share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt but that our fellowship shall emerge from the shadow of the Telophoroi and flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Before committing anything to writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former Braves, you understand. Might you join me in seeking them out? That sounds like fun, actually. And I can't think of an excuse not to, not that I'm really looking for one. As if you have to ask. Thank you. As someone who witnessed the Order's rise and fall, yours would be a reassuring presence. I'll join you. If you're planning to canvass the opinions of your former comrades, it'll be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Garaha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Garaha. I shall explain the details on the way. And break. All right then. I take it we'll soon be paying the Sylphs a visit. How fascinating it'll be to speak with them in person. Though I gather conversation can prove rather challenging? You have no idea. How's your dancing, by the way? That's going to become very important once we get there. It'll not be easy to revisit the past, but sometimes one must look back to see the way forward. So, what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I proposed is largely written. Not long after that fateful day in Ul'dah, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history, from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that it might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone, its events viewed from my singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can it answer what seems to me to be the crucial question. Namely, why, after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us while others did not? I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new Grand Company together, and that this knowledge might help us to prevent it from falling apart when those bonds are inevitably tested. That is my hope, yes. But the questions I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. Then Garaha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. A fine suggestion. Have care, however. Certain of my former comrades are of questionable character. So keep your wits about you and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. I look forward to hearing how that goes. So, where do we go? If you have no objections, I have a mind to begin by speaking with Riol and Alien. If memory serves, the two of them will be attending an intelligence briefing at Castramorians. Let us seek them out there. Okay. And that place isn't even that far away. I mean, relatively speaking. There we go. Remember here? Kind of the first little spot we started in Stormblood, this first little camp, just past Baelsar's wall. Don't know if you can really see the wall from here, this angle, but where is it anyway? Guess it doesn't really matter. We're in the first little Stormblood region. You remember. There's a wall. There it is. It's the fog. The fog was hiding it. Sneaky. Anyway. While such briefings are seldom exciting affairs, their importance in coordinating our efforts with our allies cannot be overstated. In that regard, Alien and Riol have been most dependable. I'm excited to hear from you two. Oh, I didn't expect to see you here, Derman. But if you enjoy intelligence briefings, you've come to the right place. Sometimes. Start the briefing and I'll let you know. Well, look who it is. And what brings you two here? Wouldn't have anything to do with the big meeting, would it? In a manner of speaking. I've been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. So, you want to know why we decided to stick with the Scions, huh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As I once explained to Derman, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my negligence, I was captured, along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hoped to redeem myself, and I'll continue to serve the cause for as long as I'm able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that had happened, everything you'd suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for my own tale, well, I've always felt the Scions have something in common with my old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. But as time's gone on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes. From Hoary Boulder to Mistress Tataru, we've all got something to offer. Ain't not one of us is doing it for personal gain, because we believe there's more important things than that. Things worth protecting, which is what being a Scion's all about. I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me, Derman, could you? Why do you think the Crystal Braves ended in failure? Well, it's founding ideals worth something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up with good intentions, there was another who was only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band, and while I'll never forgive Ilbert, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel of them. Not like the Scions. We might look like a ragtag band of misfits, but deep down, we've all got that shared sense of purpose. And why? Because Tataru sifted out all the glory hunters before they made it through the door. I see. So while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strengths, we are all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. This is valuable feedback, thank you. Insightful as well. After the company of heroes went their separate ways, I did try working on my own for a bit. And I'll admit, it was nice being able to pick my own battles. But if you want to make a real difference, you need to find a good crew and stick with them. I'd forgotten you were in that company of heroes thing. Speaking of former Crystal Braves, I've not seen Argus of late. Argus of late. Constantly away on missions as he is. I wonder how he fares. I don't know. I too have been away on missions of every size and shape. Alphino's keen to hear what Alisei and Grahatia have learned from the Braves who turned their back on the cause. Me too. Well, I think we've taken up enough of our colleagues' time, and I am conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridania and hear what the others have learned. It should be enlightening. You two take care. I am off to Gridania, and the weather's getting bad, so you two take shelter, and I will, I guess, do what I can to take it with me. If you think about it, I am sort of a weather tank of sorts, in that I cast Provoke upon it, and it follows me around wherever I go instead of bothering other people, so that's something, right? On the way here, I took the opportunity to write up my notes from our conversation with Alien and Riol. All that remains is to add Alisei and Graha's findings, whatever they may be. Do report, please. When Alisei sets her mind on something, there's no stopping her. And her mind was truly set on finding former Braves. For a while, I even feared what she might do to them. But in the event, she was admirably civil, for the most part. Well, I commend you for your most part civility. Thanks to Tataru's ever-dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former Braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alphino, some of their comments were harsh. I can well imagine, but their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek the unvarnished truth. Thank you. I will set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, pray, go on ahead to Little Solace and seek out Elder Frixio. I'll join you anon. But I want to hear. I want to read it. Hey, let me see. I want to read. Leave me to attending my report and join the others in Little Solace. I shan't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the Sylphs can be. Fine, keep your secrets. All right, Sylphs. Goodness, can't even remember the last time we were out here. Saying hi to the Sylphs. It's been ages. It's kind of the fun thing with Endwalker, the expansion coming up. All these expansions have had us traveling to new places and meeting new people and stuff like that, and Endwalker will have us doing the same, but there's also just like, it's kind of an expansion that ties everything that happened before together, and lots of familiar faces and places. It's real nice. Anyway, I'm here now. Now that I think about it, of the four of us, only you and Alphino have any real experience in conversing with Sylphs. Still, it can't be that hard, can it? How's your dancing? I don't really know which of these two I'd expect to be better at dancing. I don't have high hopes for either one, if I'm honest. Though I had the honor of sharing a table with Elder Frixio and Alamigo, I did not have an opportunity to speak with him. I do hope my studies have granted me a sufficient grasp of his people's customs. I hope that too. Ah, welcome, Brave One and friends of Brave One. How good it is to see Walking Ones again so soon after the meeting. It has been a long while since last we spoke. Should this one perform the customary dance of greeting? I'm probably rusty. No, be at ease. It is true that these ones once delighted in making Walking Ones dance, but no more. I know for a fact that I saw some ones being made to dance on my way in, so I'm pressing X to doubt right now. Horned one Kane Senna said that walking ones would be coming to Little Solace. Imperial ones also invaded Sylphlands and abducted many of these ones, so these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. That is heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Telophoroi. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. Any advice walking ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Alice, you must come quickly! Whatever's the matter, Alphano? Don't tell me you couldn't read my handwriting. What? No, a Twin Adder officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Sharlayan has sent an envoy who's due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Kryl has managed to sway the Forum? We shall know soon enough, but there's more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with the Elder Seatseer. Really? I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically? Wait, it isn't who I think it is. It is. I could scarce believe it myself, but when I inquired as to the envoy's identity, I was told that it was one Fortunato Levalier. Your father? Well now, the fact that a serving member of the Forum had journeyed here would be surprise enough, but him? Quite. I glean from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him and not one of the other 98 Forum members? Unless he volunteered for it. It's been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he's concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he's always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Frixio, loath though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray, accept my apologies, along with my report. Never mind. There will be time to talk later. This one won't keep walking ones from more urgent matters. Go! The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seatseer awaits us even now. Let us be on our way. Okie dokie. This ought to be good. Very exciting. Okay, well, let's not keep anyone waiting any longer than necessary. And we arrive. I arrive. Make way. Welcome, Warrior of Light. The Elder Seatseer and your friends are waiting within. Still a very good office. Top-tier office. After all this time away, it will be good to see my father, even if it is at an official meeting. 99 may seem like rather a lot of members, but before the Forum was founded, every person of age in Sharlayan was given equal say in its governance. Many of the institutions that are still active today were established by the people's vote, not least the Studium. As Alice and I were constantly reminded during our time there, it's an example of what can be achieved through absolute democracy. During my time in Sharlayan, I heard much of Fortunato Levalier. He's a gifted speaker, known, amongst other things, for the uncompromising application of Forum policy. Excited to learn more of Sharlayan and the folk there. My friends, I thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunato's visit took us quite by surprise. When the Alliance granted Mistress Kryl permission to request Sharlayan's aid, we did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover.
Elder Seedseer, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Levea, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisois, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, but if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice? It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
Feel a little bad butting in on this, but maybe I should. Better to fight and fail than wait for the axe to fall. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. I'm sure that'll be familiar. I don't know if that'll help. It is in your power to save us. Refuse and you condemn us all. There are all such good options. But this does feel the most appropriate. If a little cheeky.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike him, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alisaie, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of lengthier.
What?
Father.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait!
Don't bother, Alisaie!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
So I know it's kind of maybe a little too soon, not the right time, but if you are in need of a different last name and shopping around, I could look into adopting you. Alphino and Alisaie Durami, think about it. Is it we who walk the path of ruin? Time will tell. In order to avoid conflict with Garlemald, the Forum went so far as to order the abandonment of an entire city-state. Their refusal to aid us now is, I'm sorry to say, entirely consistent with their historic position. It was not so very long ago that we had a friend and neighbor in Sharlayan, and so I clung to the hope that she might yet lend us her strength. But when she forsook Dravania, it would seem she forsook us all. Hey, how you doing? So that's what he came here to say? That we're all fools for having the temerity to defend ourselves against the Telophoroi? And as for the rest... Like it or not, this was the Forum's decision. To watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger. And as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged the discussion would have changed little, for it is not only Master Fourcheneau who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telophoroi without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, then why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel, as they are wont to do? Oh, sorry, I forgot to silence it. Derman, has Master Fourcheneau arrived yet? Oh boy, you missed it. Then it is as I feared. My efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many Forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject, without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they're hiding something from us? that might go some way to explain Master Fourcheneau's performance. When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe that they know how the world will end and simply disagree with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they're not as unconcerned about the Telophoroi as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I'd very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Hydaelyn and the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Obstructed at every turn. So it would seem. But don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I'd like you all to join me here. When the time is right, of course. I'm aware that matters in Eorzea stand on a knife edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. I would like that very much. I've always wanted to visit over there. Probably some other things we should do here first, but yes, please. And so you shall, albeit under less than happy circumstances. It may take a while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything's in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause to hope. Yet, if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible the Sharlayans hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart. And so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum has refused our request for aid, and it falls to us alone to contend with the Telophoroi. Even with all of Eorzea standing united, there's no guarantee that we'll prevail. What does Sharlayan intend to do if we fail? I don't know better than anyone else, but thanks, I was feeling a little peckish. I'll have the lemon muffin. At this point, I'm just going to start treating this as them. It's like someone in the immediate vicinity offering refreshments. Because that's the most fun interpretation I can think of. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. Next time, please join me for what I'm fairly certain will be the finale of Shadowbringers. Do take care until then, all of you, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.